I thought we started a little slow. The first drive ended up giving up two critical third downs, which ended up ultimately leading to a touchdown. But overall, you know, I thought we finished poorly. I do think in the meat of the game we bowed our neck and we played pretty well. But we got to start faster and we got to finish. We can't let our circumstance determine our performance. Even going to the first game when we're up, we can't give up late touchdowns, period, regardless of the score. And that's something that, we've been preaching this week to the guys. So some things to draw on that were positive, some things we really need to get better at in a hurry. So, like I said, there's some good and there's some bad to take from it.
How do you go about getting the start faster on defense?
I think I think the first game we started off fast. I think for whatever reason, there could be a million different excuses or reasons. I think we just got to be locked and loaded whenever the ball's kicked off. We got to be ready to go. I don't have an exact answer. I think our preparation all week was really, really good. I just think it's going to come down to our mentality of starting the game fast. But like I said, the first game of the year we did start fast, so I don't think it's an issue right now. But I thought we played well. Like I said, it really came down to that first drive, two critical third downs. I think it was 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9 and 3rd and 4 on the scramble. Both very preventable errors. If we just do our job, we're off the field in both those stances. And then we're talking about we started fast. So, I think it was a play here, a play there.
What are some things or some details throughout the game that you felt you guys did throughout the same thing, which did you feel like the details were improving?
Early, really until the fourth quarter, I thought we did a pretty good job, stopping the run. Like I said last week, that tailback is the real deal. But I think we gave up 119 yards and 14 points in the fourth quarter running the ball, which kind of sent the stats sideways a little bit, but up until that last quarter, I thought we did a pretty good job controlling the run. And like I said, it was a play here, a play there on 3rd down early on that got us in trouble. But really proud of I think it was 4 straight 3-and-outs when we had our back against the wall. That's something that we can definitely build on. I thought our guys did a phenomenal job running to the fight, throughout the night and not backing down regardless of where we started the drive at.
Whenever you went back and watched the tape, particularly in that third quarter when you guys had your guys back up against the wall, but you guys came out and forced field goals and stuff like that, what were some of the things you saw from the tape that the guys did really well?
Their job. When all 11 guys, our talent is I say it all the time, talent is not an issue. We just have to hone in and do our job. And when all 11 guys do our job and fly around to the football, we can be pretty darn good on defense. So that's what we preached. We showed when all 11 guys do their job what the result is, when 9 guys do their job what the result is. So, I don't think it was one guy in particular being a All-American out there. I think it was 11 guys working as one cohesive unit. And when you do that, you got a chance with the talent that we have on defense to be pretty good.
Like it seemed like mostly the back seven, especially the first 3 quarters, there wasn't a lot of rotation, a lot of switching out. I mean, is that an indication of, hey, the level of competition goes up? Do you have guys you feel like are close to pushing those guys? Or?
I think it was probably more just the flow of the game, just situationally. There was never I felt like there was never a little breathing room to kind of get some of those guys in there, a little bit earlier. And I talked to some of the guys, and it wasn't by design. It just kind of was the flow of the game. But it's not an indictment on those guys not playing. I think it's more, it speaks to the guys that were in there playing. They were playing at a really high level too. When you talk about basically the starting back 5 and mixing Dalen Carnell in there early, those guys were playing lights out. So, the cooler weather probably helped as well, not having to roll guys in, but I think it was probably more circumstance than an indictment on those guys.
Blake, how'd you feel like you guys did against a mobile quarterback that likes to run? What did you learn from that you can use moving forward with similar quarterbacks?
Yeah, I think overall, I thought we did a pretty good job. like I said, the one that keeps sticking out is the 3rd and 4. We, just not being disciplined in our rush lanes, and he, leaks out for 7 yards and moves the sticks. But I do think, he's probably one of the more mobile quarterbacks we'll play all year. I would guess, outside of one or two others. And for the most part, I thought we did a good job containing him. So, like I said, a lot of good stuff we can build from this game.
Coach, team-wise, what can we expect to see from Abilene Christian this week?
They're kind of a mix, honestly, between Louisiana Tech and their 11 personnel stuff and Kansas State and their 12 personnel stuff. So, I think they've got a really good quarterback. He's kind of the motor under the hood. I think he does a really good job extending plays. He's got a strong arm. He's mobile. And then on the outside, their receivers. Overall, their personnel is a lot of transfers. They got a transfer from Arkansas, a transfer from Kansas on the outside. Number 8, I think, is online to be their all-time leading receiver at Abilene Christian. So from a personnel standpoint, they're pretty good, especially at the skill positions. But from a schematic standpoint, yeah, it's kind of a mixture between our first 2 opponents. It's kind of weird.
First 2 teams really haven't challenged Abrams during. When you watch film, is he pretty much locking this guy up most of the time?
Yeah, I don't want to say that because he'll get a big head, but no, he's doing a great job. Him and Ennis both. I know early in the game they kind of motioned and got Ennis to play off, and that was probably by design with the motion. But no, they're both playing, and that's once again not an indictment on the guys that didn't get to come in for them. I think it's more of praise for those 2 guys playing really well and doing what they're asked to do. But I think our corner room is very deep. I feel good about 4 or 5 guys in that room.
One of those guys we saw, Marcus Clark, on the side. A, is he eligible to play, and B, is it realistic that he can help you this year?
Yeah, so he got cleared. He is eligible. And, yeah, I think with the experience of being in this defense before, although it was, over a year ago, it's like riding a bike. It's coming back to him much quicker than someone, obviously, that would never be able to or that had never played in the scheme before. So, yeah, I foresee him being able to help us this year for sure.
Looking ahead to this next weekend's game, what are some things specifically you want to see from your unit, and how do you make sure to keep the intensity and the intensity up, after a game like Kansas State and ahead of a game like Auburn, trying not to look back or too far forward?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I want to see them do is start fast and finish strong. Again, I don't think we can overlook anybody. I think this is a quality opponent. If we don't give them our full attention, you can look back on college football last week where, a lot of Power 5 schools got knocked off by non-Power 5 schools. So I think that's kind of the new age of college football with the transfer portal. I think you'll see a lot closer brand of football amongst all 130 Division I teams. But, yeah, I think we have to respond to what happened at Kansas State. That's been a big challenge to this defense, and I don't think we can overlook anybody.
Like when you guys were down 14-3 right before the third Kansas State drive of the game, it looked like the whole defense was really huddled around you, and you were giving a speech to them. What were you kind of saying, and how did they respond? How were they able to respond so well after the drives?
Yeah, I was just telling them that with the exception of a couple plays here and there, we're right here back in this ball game. I didn't want them to be discouraged by giving up 14 points on the first drive. It wasn't like we didn't feel like our game plan was, like I said, it's a guy here, a guy there. So I was really just giving them encouragement not to look at the scoreboard. There's still a lot of football left. And I thought the guys responded. When we went in from that lightning delay, we challenged them defensively. And it was good to hear, some of those guys, when us coaches walked back into the coaching part of the locker room, encouraging each other and picking each other up. And then, again, when we came back out from the lightning delay, was really proud. I forgot how many drives in a row we ended up having to stop, but I thought they answered the challenge. But I was just in there challenging them, one, to play our style of football, and then to two, don't look at the scoreboard. So I thought they responded well.
You also thought the team struggled closing the game out as well. Did fatigue play a role in that, and is that something you have to consider?
I don't think so, only because I think the weather, and the amount of plays. I think we only played, 60 or something plays. I don't think it was a fatigue factor. Again, we cannot let our circumstance dictate our production on the field, and I think that's more so than anything what got us.
Were you guys mentally kind of right after the game, and then how have they sort of responded?
Yeah, I think right after the game, emotions are always high. I always like to go around and just pat them on the head. It's one game; it doesn't define who we are. Sunday, you could still see that when we first all got together, it bothered them, which is what you want to see. There wasn't any laughing, joking. There was a lot of, a lot of seriousness in the room. But yeah, as the day goes on, by the end of practice, you could see them starting to come out. And then today at practice, I thought it was phenomenal. I thought the guys were locked in. I thought it was a positive energy, a positive attitude. I thought we really responded well to, one loss. So something that we can build on because at the end of the day, again, this game doesn't define our season. So it was good to see them bouncing around today at practice.
Coach, Joseph Charleston with another solid game this weekend. He's tied for the team lead in tackles right now. What have you been most impressed with him, coming in as a transfer this offseason and being such a big contributor early?
I think the biggest thing that Joseph's brings is a very professional attitude. Every single night he FaceTimes me. He's up here watching film, and I'm usually upstairs watching film, and he'll FaceTime me, "Hey coach, what do I got to do here?" It's impressive. But I think he has that mentality, that hunger to be great. And then the second part of it is just his work ethic on the practice field. Like he's never loafing. I mean, he practices every day like he's playing the game. So those two things really stand out to me. And then the third thing is his tackling. I mean, he's tackled, I thought, extremely well all season, especially coming out of center field. He's done a really good job getting the ball carrier down. So I've been very impressed with his work ethic on the field, off the field, and then his tackling as well.
Obviously you guys are really deep at the defensive tackle position, but like Marquis Rossial and Caleb Marshall were a couple of guys who made the trip to Kansas State. A couple of the true freshmen who did. What have you liked about them in practice, and where are they at in their progression right now?
They've come a long way in a short period of time. Obviously the first thing that stands out is their size. When you see them, they don't look like freshmen. But both of them have bright futures here. We, like you said, we're extremely deep at defensive tackle, but they're progressing every single week. On Sundays, we do about a 15-minute young guys thudded, scrimmage, if you will, and you can see their improvement every single week on tape, pad level, hand placement, just fundamentals and techniques. They've done a really nice job for us, so they've got very bright futures here, without a doubt. I'm excited about their future.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you, sir.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.